Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Chen Kung, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dubdan Darshi, homage to the three jewels of the altar, homage to the main deity of the good practice to this evening, Mahajundi Buddha Mother, Sumu, Danchen Katso Dutan Siddhi, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, and all disciples present here and over the internet. Good evening, everyone. How do you do?
아이스테르 샤랑에 오라미고 게게롱 무초 스코인 이지바 키모지 주미 야피 뿌리뿌린 곤방와
The greetings in all different languages. Today, we had the group practice of Chundi Buddha Mother. And I have introduced Chundi Buddha Mother before, as well as all of the 8 primary deities. So I will not repeat. And coming is the Dragon Festival for the Chinese, and Memorial Day in America this coming Monday, right? And the Dragon Festival is on Friday. And it's a major festival for Chinese-speaking people. There is this joke that the Westerner visited a Chinese country or area, and it happened to be the Dragon Festival, so his friends invited him to eat the rice dumpling wrapped in bamboo leaves. So the friend asked him, "So, was it delicious?" And he replied, "Certainly it's delicious, but the salad is so tough." Because the dumpling is wrapped with bamboo leaves. So he was eating the wrap as well, the wrapper. So different customs, different cultures, So this kind of thing is unavoidable.
那清明节呢，也是很大的日子。
And the
清明时
tomb
节
sweeping festival,
路
or
上
Ancestors'
行
Day.
人欲断分。
So
借问
during the
有
tomb
家何
sweeping
处去？
festival,
牧童遥指
this
杏花
rain
村。
showers is
清明时
everywhere.
节雨纷纷。其实我们华人的清明节已经过了吧？
It's a poem that I
已经过
missed.
了。
And it's
不过他们
past.
这
The
边
Ancestors'
是
Day has passed for
星
Chinese,
期才过，
but
他们西人
here they're
清明节。
celebrating it on Memorial's Day, Monday.
不过这几天也刚好下雨。
And it's raining this few days. It happened.
其实夏天已经到了，
Actually, summer should be here.
还是蛮凉爽的。
But in Seattle,
大
it's
家
still
注意
nice and
一
cool.
下自己身体的健康。
So please take care of
最
your
近
own
呢，
health.
这个 COVID-19 呢，还是没有消除掉，
Because up till now, COVID-19 is not completely gone.
的受困。
There are
很多
still
国家
people,
很多
there
人
are still many countries, many people be
也
bothered
避
by
免
it.
被
Oh.
感染。
So please try to avoid being infected.
我是希望免受这个病毒之苦。 病毒
So I
就是
hope
很
that
苦
you
他们
don't suffer
得到
from
了
the
就
virus.
咳嗽，
If they got
喉咙不舒
infected,
服，
they would cough,
如同好
sore
像
throat.
得到的时候听他们
When
讲，好像
they
喉咙好像刀在
got
割
it,
一样，
I
很
heard
痛，
them say that
而且
it's
咳个不停。
very painful in the sore throat is
希
very
望能
painful
够赶
and
快发
coughing
明
continuously.
这个吃了一颗药就可
I
以
hope
好。
that they would invent a drug that can cure it
吃了一颗药就
immediately.
可以好。另外呢，也发明一种那个
And
可以完全免疫的，也吃了一颗，一
also
年只要吃了一颗，就一
invent
整年都
something
可以免疫。
that would give us immunity for the whole
赶快
year.
发明出来，
So just by taking it
这
once,
是我
that we will be immune for
大
the
家
whole year.
的希望，
This is the
也
hope
是我
of
们每一个
everybody.
人的这个期望。每一个人都希望过正常
We
的
hope
生
that
活，
we can live a normal life
不要
again,
每天看到的都是蒙面大喜。
so that we don't always see masked people,
这种日子不
masked
好过
faces.
有
That's
时候
not
很多同
so
门来
much
了，
fun.
每个人戴口罩，
Sometimes there are many disciples coming,
一戴口罩就剩下
and
两个
because
眼
they are
睛，
wearing masks and only two
几乎
eyes
每一个人都
showing,
差不多。
so they all look similar. Otherwise, I would have recognized them.
祈求准提佛母，帮
So
助
we
众
pray
生，
to Jundi Buddha Mother to help the people,
以你的金刚力，能够
that by your
废
Vajra
除所
power,
有的病毒，
you can push
让大
away
家
all
身体
the
都健康。
virus so that everyone is healthy.
我们先讲这个一则笑话吧。
Let me share some jokes
小
first.
明跟爸爸讲，
Xiaoming told his
Papa.
dad,
明天有时间啦，
Dad, do you have time
学校
tomorrow?
说要开一个
The school said that they are going to arrange a small-scale PTA meeting, parent-teacher meeting. And Dad asked him, what does it mean in small scale? Oh, that's only you, me, and the teacher, the class teacher. That's small scale. The patient asked the nurse, how long will I live? How much time do I have? And the nurse replied, well, you have to ask the Yama king. And the patient said, can I go to God? And the nurse replied, I don't know. You have to ask God. And the patient asked, aren't you angels? We often refer to the nurse as the white, the angels clothed in white. And the nurse replied, oh, we just in the delivery business, but not in the judgment. Now we'll get on to the topic, the main topic, Q&A. Question from Malaysia by Lian Hua Hua Guo. Homage to the Guru Buddha. Grandmaster, in the Living Buddha or Dharma King Lian Seng's book number 63, The Ultimate Secrets of Two Buddha Tantra, in an article called On the Yidam Practice of Avalokitesvara Bodhisattva, you wrote in point 9, use the yidam that is enshrined at your own altar for visualization. First, visualize your heart chakra to transform into a mundus, which shines forth a ray of white light to the sky. This transforms into a self-nature Kuan Yin or Avalokitesvara. Her body is white and she's wearing celestial garments embellished with all sorts of ornaments. She is seated on a lotus throne and she looks kind, compassionate, and magnificent, radiating boundless pure white light. You may also visualize the 6-syllable mantra syllables luminously revolving around the Bodhisattva. My question is, what is the difference between Avalokitesvara, just a regular, ordinary Avalokitesvara, and self-nature Avalokitesvara? So what is the difference between self-nature Kuan Yin, Avalokitesvara, and just the ordinary Avalokitesvara? So you visualize using the yidam that is enshrined at your own altar. Then you visualize your heart area transform into a light that is like a moon. So a mundus which beams a ray of white light to the sky. And this transforms into a self-nature Kuan Yin. with the white body and wearing celestial garments embellished with all sorts of ornaments. She is seated on the lotus throne, and she looks kind, compassionate, and magnificent, radiating boundless pure white light. And you may also visualize the 6-syllable mantra syllables revolving around the Bodhisattva. But the question is, what is the difference between self-nature Guan Yin and just the regular Guan Yin? This visualization method, this is how we visualize in our Guan Yin Yidam practice. I know, this is written in my book. It's written here. Book number 63, Ultimate Secrets of True Buddha Tantra. But this is how we practice it. So the practice procedure of True Buddha Foundation is also this way. So the self-nature Guan Yin and the ordinary Guan Yin. So let me ask him a question. What is your ordinary Guan Yin? So I am asking Dharma brother Luo Guo Hua from Malaysia, how does your ordinary Guan Yin look? Because I don't know what is ordinary Guan Yin. What does ordinary Guan Yin look? Because he was asking the difference between ordinary Guan Yin and self-nature Guan Yin. But this question is strange, because in Tantrayana, you rely on one main deity or yidam as your reliance. So in your Dharma practices, you rely on this yidam to start your practices. And it's written very clearly here. Use the yidam that is enshrined on your altar for your own visualization. So whatever Guan Yin you have, then you visualize that Guan Yin. Her face, her eyes, her eyebrows, her nose, her mouth, lips, and her outfit, her ornaments. So your ordinary Guan Yin is according to the Guan Yin that you have. Otherwise, Guan Yin has myriad manifestations. There are so many different looks of Guan Yin. When we chant the hiking Guan Yin or Avalokitesvara Sutra, there are the hiking Avalokitesvara, and also all the way to the observantly minded Avalokitesvara. And you don't normally see them. So, what are they? They're all different.
就是在日本 Kyoto 就京都33间，里面有高王观世音菩萨提到的四个观世音菩萨。
In Japan, at the temple there, they have the 4 Avalokitesvara or Guan Yin there. The 4 Guan Yin, which is the great wisdom Guan Yin, the observant Guan Yin, the noble Guan Yin, and expensively minded Guan Yin. In Kyoto, the 33 temple or court temple, they have these 4 different Guan Yins. But Guan Yin has a myriad, countless manifestations. And the Guan Yin that you enshrine at home, they're all different. There are so many different ones. And in Tibet, they have the 4-armed Guan Yin or Chenresik. That's the primary one there. The one typically worshipped by Tibetans. And typically speaking, in the Middle Kingdom, we don't have the 4-armed Guan Yin. And ours here is holding the nectar vase, a white robe Guan Yin, red Guan Yin. There are many different colors. They're all transformations. The fish basket Guan Yin, the Guan Yin from South Sea. So many of them. And I also have the jade maiden Guan Yin. So many different forms. So the so-called self-nature Guan Yin is based on the Guan Yin that you have at your own altar. What does self-nature mean? It means it manifests from your own heart, mind. So Guan Yin or Avalokitesvara that manifests from your own heart chakra. So it's the same with the one at your altar. So although she has myriad manifestations, but they all have the same nature. So you can visualize them all to be the same, but they just look different. There's also the Guan Yin with the great master of humans and devas, and that is Jundi Buddha Mother. So is that true that Jundi Buddha Mother is also called this the master of humans and devas? Is that right? Please check. Nobody dared to answer. With 18 arms. So when we were little, we referred to her as the 18-armed Guan Yin. Is that right? That is correct, yes. So Mahajundi Buddha Mothers also belongs to the Guan Yin system or family. So there's so many, you know, Mahapratisara, Avalokitesvara, there are countless. Wow. All the Kuan Yin. These are the 33 manifestations of Kuan Yin. With willow branch, with the dragon head, vase holding, a white throat Kuan Yin, on the lotus, bestowing medicine, with fish baskets. So many different.
观音、阿摩提观音、夜依观音、琉璃观音、多罗观音、合力观音、六十观音、普悲观音、马郎观音、合掌观音、一如观音、不二观音、慈莲观音、洒水观音。
And showering nectar of Manipura. There are so many different Kuan Yin. Uncountable. And of these 33 manifestations, they didn't even include the Jundi. So, self-nature Kuan Yin means the Kuan Yin that you worship, believe in. So, it's the manifestation of Kuan Yin that comes from your own heart as the method of your spiritual cultivation, and that's called the Kuan Yin Yidam practice or deity yoga. I heard that Aolung Kuan Yin is the most incredible. With the Aolung is like a legendary beast because it's very ferocious. So only Avalokitesvara Kuan Yin can subdue it. So she's standing on it. And also of those 33 manifestations, they didn't include the 1,000 eyes, 1,000 arms Avalokitesvara or Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. And she's the same as the Buddha. And 11-face Kuan Yin, 9-face Kuan Yin. There are so many of them. The answer is that your heart matches with the Yidam that you enshrine. So by visualizing the Kuan Yin that you enshrine, and it's manifested from your heart. And then, since your Yidam is Kuan Yin, in the future you yourself will also become Kuan Yin. That's what it means. It's just one and not two. In your own light, the Kuan Yin that appears within your circle of light is the same as the Kuan Yin that's enshrined outside. They're all the same, with the same nature, only with different functions. That's the answer to Luo Hua Guo from Malaysia. On a summer night, there are two fireflies who are circling freely in the sky. And then one of the firefly asked the other one, "Oh, what happens to your light?" And he said, "Oh, and it was embarrassed and said, 'Oh, I farted, so I extinguished my light.'" So Dr. A told Dr. B, "I've been practicing for so many years, and all the patients that I have worked with were all gone with contentment. So which department do you belong? Or it's hospice?" Of course, they're all gone. With contentment. Ming asked his dad, "When you were little, did you ever lie?" And Dad answered, "Yes, of course." And Ming asked again, "Whom did you lie to?" "Of course, your grandparents." "Why did you lie?" And Dad replied, "When I skip classes or get into a fight, didn't finish my homework, I would lie." And Ming replied, "Oh, congratulations, Dad. You have a successor now." It turned out that Ming is the same. Okay, now we will talk about Vimalakirti Sutra. Chapter 1, Buddha verse. "Thus have I heard. At one time, the Buddha was in the Amra garden in the city of Vaisali, accompanied by 8,000 great monks, 32,000 bodhisattvas, and the assembly." And I talked about the great monks or great bhikkhus last Sunday at the Rainbow Temple. Actually, great bhikkhus mean many things. There are many things that are needed to be called a great bhikkhu. Last Sunday, I said that a great bhikkhu have to abide by the precepts purely. Last Sunday, I said that all the precepts determined by the Buddha have to be kept by a great bhikkhu. It is already quite difficult to abide by the precepts. And there are other meanings too to the great bhikkhus, not just by abiding by the precepts, not just keeping the precepts. The precepts determined by the Buddha are very different nowadays. In ancient India, during the time of Sakyamuni Buddha, everybody begged for alms. So Great bhikkhus also mean you go for
在这个
alms.
时代
And nowadays,
就没有了。
that doesn't exist
这个时
anymore.
代啊，你如果说出了家，你也拿一个钵，
Nowadays, if
像
you're
我们住在
ordained
美国，
and then you
你到美国的每一个家
say
庭去
if
托
you live in America and then you go from door to
人家不
door
知道你什么
asking
意
for
思。
alms, they would know what it means.
这个我当古西啊，我干浪，我不知道
I don't know.
I don't know。
Watakushi wa wakaranai.
你来我家做什么？他不知道你
What are you
托钵来
doing
是要
here?
做什么，
They don't know what you're asking.
就不一样了。
So it's different.
在泰国啊，保留着佛
But
陀的
they
制度，
retain
还保留最多的
Sakyamuni Buddha's
国家
rules
就是
in Thailand. Thailand
泰国的
is the
出家人
country
还
where
是在
most
托钵，
precepts have still been maintained.
还是在
So
托钵。
many ordained people in Thailand still go for
哪
alms.
一个国家有托钵的？除了泰国以外，
But other than Thailand,
当然
where
就
else?
很多都没有了，没办法。
It's hard
托钵啊，
in other countries.
您哪说这个？我们在这个 United States American Seattle Redmond City， 你说我到 Redmond City 去托钵，
In Redmond City, and I would take a bowl like this,
到人家门口啊，一枪把你毙
and you knock on somebody's door and you would be shot.
做什么？
You're
拿着这东西，
trespassing my property and bringing such a
枪击
thing.
案就发生了，
And there would be a
还是不要
gunshot.
啊，不要冒险。
It's best not to take the risk.
不过大比丘就是这样子，那时候他们不也有一个戒律，
But back then, they also had the
是
precept
不己炊戒，
that they don't cook for themselves.
就是说没有自己煮东西的，
So
出去化缘。
they don't cook for
当然化
themselves.
缘啊
They go for alms
你可
begging.
以去比较有钱的地方去化，
Of course, you can
那食
go
物会供养你好吃一点。
to a wealthier area, then the food would be better.
到那个专门找那个贫穷的化，这个有两个差别。
Or you can especially go to the poorer
阿
area.
难尊者跟须菩提
There's this difference between
两
Ananda
个
and
人专门找
Subhuti.
有钱的人化，
And they
所以
went
阿难尊
especially
者
to wealthy
吃的
households.
我看
So Ananda ate until he became
哪个
like,
最胖啊？
who's the heaviest here?
绵羊，绵羊上师
Master-Lu-Ling Yang
啊，最胖，绵羊比胖了。
is the biggest.
绵羊上师这个样子，阿难就吃得很胖，为什么？
So
因为
Ananda
他跟
was very
富贵
big
人家去化缘。
because he always went
大比
to
丘就有
wealthy
食的味道
families
大比
for
丘
alms.
大
So
企业
great
尊者
bhikkhus has
专门跟穷
the
人
term great bhikkhus have the connotation of
去化缘。
alms begging. But Mahakashyapa especially
他
went
们
to
就分
poor
别了，阿难尊
households
者专
for
门跟
alms
最
begging.
有钱的去化缘，
So there's the difference. Ananda
大
went
企
to
业
the
专门找
wealthiest
那最
one,
贫穷的去化缘，
and Mahakashyapa went to the poorest.
他们都遇到谁？遇到
And they met
维摩诘，
Vimalakirti,
维摩诘大师
the great master Vimalakirti.
大企业长得像什么？像谁呢？
And
还是连
Mahakashyapa
续吧？
looked like Lian Xu. very skinny and just bony. And Ananda was as fat as his. So, because poor families don't have much food to offer, right? So that's the alms begging. So a great bhikkhu would take the alms bowl to beg for food. And they all encountered Vimalakirti, and Vimalakirti told Mahakashyapa, "You're wrong." And he also told Ananda, "You're wrong." Why? Because you still have a mind of discrimination. A spiritual cultivator should just go with the flow. So you just eat whatever is given to you. You don't want to have the intention to go to the poor, to the poorest ones. Because Mahakashyapa's intent by begging from the poor families is that he wanted to dedicate the merit of his ordination to them so that they would, because by them giving something, they would gain more merits and become rich in the future lives. But Ananda's intent was that by asking from wealthy families, then it's no burden for them. But if you ask from the poor people, then it would be, they would become even poorer. But Vimalakirti said that these two have a mind of discrimination and they're both wrong. So you should go for alms naturally and spontaneously. Wherever you go, that's your affinity. You don't want to intentionally go for either the wealthy or the poor. So in alms begging, you just go with the flow or naturally. So this is mentioned in the Vimalakirti Sutra. So this is one of the meanings of the great bhikkhus. But nowadays it's different. Whether it's Seattle Temple or Rainbow Temple, they have private food or personal food. I heard that they have their own fridge in their own room that cannot be used by any other people. Or one person having 2 fridges, or there's also someone with 3 fridges, and they cook for themselves for their own food. And they also have personal food for themselves. But we have a cafeteria, a public dining hall, so you should go eat there. Because for ordained people, it's like a shared community. Because we have a dining hall, you should eat there. This is a rule. And you eat your own food, you buy your own food, you cook yourself and eat it yourself. That's all violating the precepts. And eat your own food. This is not allowed. We should have stricter rules in the future. So if you have a dining hall, everybody should follow the rules and eat there. And alcohol is prohibited. You cannot drink alcohol. That's not allowed. If you,
一点酒都不可以的。以前佛陀制定的戒律太严。
especially if you get drunk, that's
有
violating the
人拿酒
precept.
给你，
You cannot
500
even
次没有
touch
锁，
alcohol. This is very strict rule
是佛
specified by the
佛的
Buddha. If you serve,
现在
if
不
you
一
were
样。
to serve someone
你如
alcohol,
果
you
晚
would
上的时候要睡觉，说喝
live
一点
without hands for
样子，
500 lifetimes.
喝一下，
Now
补一
it's
下身
different.
体，然后再睡。
If you just drink tiny little bit of
可以。
alcohol, like
啊，师尊
medicinal
的规定是
alcohol,
可以。你喝
to
酒，
help you sleep,
我告诉你，不按时
according
吃
to
不按时
Grandmaster,
喝
it's
酒都
okay.
是不可以的。你也要按时间吃饭。
So you have to
几
eat
点
by
吃
the
饭
clock.
就是几点。
So you have
千
to
万不要
eat during the
哎，
meal
另外
times.
自己一面呢、看电视一面吃东西的都是
So
不
you
可以
cannot
的。
eat while
一
watching
面做事情一
TV,
面吃零食的也不
or
可以
you
的。
snack while doing something or working.
非时啊，而时。你不
So
是
you
时候
cannot
吃
eat
就是不行。
at other times than meal times.
规定很严格的，我们讲的这个
So
起
the
是它的一个
rules
条
are
件。
very strict.
大比丘就是这样子。
So one of the qualification to be a great bhikkhu is to
再
go
来再
for
谈到，
alms.
这是属于戒律之一啊。
And
我们再
next,
谈到
this is a part of the
大比丘
precepts.
是属于破烦恼的，它其中有
A
破
great
烦恼的意义在
bhikkhu
里面。
has broken,
出了
has
家
destroyed the afflictions.
就是四大皆空。
So once you're ordained, you have
出了家，
the four
你所有的
emptiness.
烦恼啊，我们在
By
剃度的时
shaving
候，
the
我们
hair,
剃掉你所有一切的烦恼。
in ordination, when we shave the hair, we
完
would
全没有
chant
烦恼。
that from now on we are shaving away all the afflictions, that you have no more afflictions from then on. But that's not, in reality, that's not the case.
以什么来破烦恼？
So a great bhikkhu has destroyed the afflictions,
烦
all
恼也是魔的一
afflictions.
种哦。
And
知道魔
affliction
有
is
四种。
also a kind of Mara. There
我
are
们严格讲起来，魔有
four
很多
kinds
种，
of
但是我们
Maras.
把它分成四种。
Strictly speaking,
一个是
many
死
kinds,
魔，
but we divide it into four. One is the Mara of death,
一个就是烦恼魔，
and the
烦恼
Mara
也
of
是魔。
afflictions. So
再来一个天
afflictions
魔，
also
天
Mara,
子魔是天
and
魔。
celestial
再来是
Mara,
五蕴魔，
and Mara
五
due to
蕴
the five
可以讲就是
aggregates.
你的欲望，色、
And we can
受、
say
想、行、识，
your desire
你一切的作为都是烦恼。
for food,
你要破除这四
sex,
个魔，
fame,
其中的一
wealth,
个烦恼
sleep.
魔，你一定要破除，
So
因为你有
you
烦恼
have
就
to
不能禅定。
have destroyed the Mara of afflictions. Because if
你
you
如
are
果有烦恼，就
afflicted, it's impossible for you to
代表你没有智慧。
enter meditation. If you still have afflictions, that means you don't have enough wisdom.
世俗人都有烦恼，
Mundane
出
beings
家人不许有烦
all
恼。
have afflictions, but
你如
ordained
果还
people
烦恼，
should not have any
那
afflictions.
你没有资格
If
作
you're
为
still
大比丘。
afflicted, then you're not qualified to be a great bhikkhu or great monk.
照理说，上师啊，都应该是没有烦恼，
So,
出了家也不应该有
strictly
烦恼。
speaking, the masters should not have any
你烦恼你
afflictions.
的子女吗？
And once you're ordained,
你
should
出
not
家以
have
前
any
你有结
afflictions.
婚呢？
So,
你
are
烦
you
恼你
still
的子
worried
女呢？
about your children because
你
you were
如
married
果还
before
烦恼你的
ordination?
子女，
If you're
烦恼
still
你的亲人，
worried about them, about your loved
还
ones,
烦恼你的亲人，烦恼你的子女，
or
全
your
部都是烦
children,
恼。
those are all
没有破，
afflictions. Then you have not broken them or destroyed them.
大比丘只有什么？唯一的，你要证悟空性。
So The only thing for great bhikkhu is to attain the empty nature, anuttara samyak sambodhi.
唯一的就是要证入空性。
So the only thing, they have to enter into empty nature. Otherwise, why are you ordained? You might as well live a mundane life. All great bhikkhus are ordained. If you have afflictions, what are you afflicted about? Money? Money is unrelated to you. You're afflicted about fame and name. Those are unrelated to you. Or about your looks. And you still tattoo your eyebrows or your blush on your cheeks. You can tattoo the... We have a master who has like a blush on the cheeks, but that's because of tattoo. And she went to Brazil for it. And someone asked her, how come your face is always so nice looking and flushed? And she replied that that's due to my spiritual cultivation, but actually she had them tattooed in Brazil. So it's so red, like the buds of a monkey. And she went to Malaysia, and the Reverend Yen Sui asked her. She said it was due to training, but actually that was tattoo, so she was trying to lie. She lied. Do you know who that was? That's XX, the ghost witch. Bi Zi was the one who tattooed her. And she told that person, the master told that person, never tell anybody, but she did anyway. So we all know now. And she said she got it through practice, that she looks so nice because of practice. But she's like Ming who lies. So that's the precept of lying. So you should not be like that. So a great bhikkhu has no afflictions about wealth, looks, fame, food, sleep are unrelated to them. And all the five aggregates, perceptions, volitions, actions, they're all broken. And also afflictions, they all have been destroyed. You know, you're not worried about your own family or children or whoever. We're just helping them. But as far as their destinies, you just walk your own path. They are totally unrelated to me. Like for Lu Hong, Jaden, and Lu Jun, Jin, we just want to help them and guide them based on our experience. But how are you going to walk your path? That's up to you. Those are unrelated to your grandpa or my own children, Fo Ching and Fo Chi. How you will be in the future, whether you go to heaven or coming down, it's unrelated to me. I'm just helping you. Those are unrelated to me. And even the closest one is unrelated to me. That the man practices and receives his own, and the woman practices and receives her own. So the birds of a flock each flies different ways, their own ways, totally unrelated to each other. So you maintain the luminosity of your own heart yourself. That's all. And all your surrounding is completely unrelated to you. And only a great bhikkhu can be like that. No afflictions. Wealth and money, it's only for the world, cannot be brought with you. All your assets, properties are unrelated to you. None of these afflictions.
还有名啊，你将来生活中会怎么样？
And name. How will Buddha school be in the future? Are you worried about it? The school is unrelated to you or to me. I founded Buddha school, that's right. But how about the future? I don't care. I just guide everybody to come to Buddha school and to study and practice. Well, but if you don't, I don't care. Whether you come or not, you just live around here, but you don't come to listen to the Dhamma teaching, I don't care. I don't mind your business. Whether you come or go, if you come, oh, welcome, please be seated. But if you go, okay, have your way. Only this is a great bhikkhu. So a great bhikkhu has these connotations about it. Has destroyed all kinds of afflictions. You want to live with self-mastery. That's a great bhikkhu. You keep the pure precepts. You destroy the afflictions. Only this way you would become an arhat. If you're not like this, then you're just a mundane being. You might as well live a mundane life. Live a secure life, secular life. Even if you all go back to mundane lives, go ahead. It's none of my business, unrelated to me. There is nothing or not one thing that is related to me. I just mind my own luminous Buddha nature. You want to learn all this, and only this is a great bhikkhu. As for destroying Mara, there's one more meaning about the great bhikkhu, is that a great bhikkhu has to destroy Mara. There are 4 kinds of Mara. The Mara of afflictions, which I just explained, and Mara of death. Is the Mara of death related to you? No, it's unrelated. Why? Why are you afraid of death? Are you still scared of dying? Every single person will die, no exception. So Mara of death, let it come, let it go. And Mara of the 5 aggregates. So looks, perception, volition, action, and consciousness. So your look, your conduct, your thoughts. So as long as you maintain the radiance of your self-nature, then you have no more desire, none of this. And then the celestial Mara. it's very difficult to destroy the celestial Mara, because they would distract you, disturb you, and destroy your wisdom life. And you hold the notion that everything is empty, so that even if you're a celestial Mara, that's also empty nature, no self. So you utilize the emptiness to counter Mara, then all Mara will be gone, because the Mara too is also emptiness. One time Milarepa returned to his cave where he practiced, and inside the cave there was a Mara, or demon Mara. And Milarepa had used all kinds of ways to get rid of Mara. I could not. So he thought of the teaching of Marpa, that Mara is also emptiness. So he entered into his cave and Mara disappeared. So there are 4 meanings to a great bhikkhu. One is that he goes for alms begging. Second, he destroys affliction. Third, he destroys the Mara. And fourth, he abides by the pure precepts. This is a great bhikkhu or great monk. This joke. These few days I met a female shop owner and asked her, how is business now? Oh, it's harder. Yeah, this is Chinese only. Watching the shop, or watching a widow, like becoming a widow is easier. Yeah, this is a play of words of Chinese. Another joke about the pandemic. Someone said, oh, I'm confirmed because I'm Yang Guo. This is also play of words of Chinese. Yang Guo is the name of a person. Someone said, I was infected again. And this is also the play of words of Chinese names. Like positive. Someone said, I got it 9 times. Oh, this is all play of words of Chinese. And a woman said, this is also another play of words of Chinese.
我练的是九阴真经，没超风。这2个我就不认得了。
And 2 more names.
我快筛阴性，解革，我是阴离，那是谁啊？阴离。 啊， 哦，阴离，这个看武侠小说的才知道。连床很多武侠小说他都看过。
This is from the Kung Fu novels.
连床上次看武侠小说。
Master Lian Chuan has read so many Kung Fu novels. He's number one in this.
我确诊达到检测能量的最上限。我是杨顶天。杨顶天是谁啊？教主啊！哦，杨顶天，明教教主。这个笑话也是亏得他讲得出来，这个是厉害，真的是武侠小说看了好多。
They could tell such jokes. They must have read lots of Kung Fu novels.
这也是一个确诊的笑话哈。
Another joke about being infected.
所以我现在出门都选择中午出门。
Yeah, since it's another Chinese thing.
早晚会得到，中午就不会得到。有一个里长问小朋友：“小朋友这么晚了，你一个人在外面干什么？”小孩子讲：“爸爸妈妈在吵架。”里长又问了：“真是不像话。”
Someone asked the kid, "Why are you outside when it's so late?"
小孩子讲。
And because my parents are fighting. And so how come they're fighting so late and let the little kid outside by himself? Yeah, I don't know. That's what they're fighting for.